all day long with the young cobras. When he was about 3 years old, a bangle seller came by that way, and the Muchie bought some bangles from him and put them on her boy's wrists and ankles. But by the next day, in playing, he had broken them all. Then, seeing the bangle seller, the Rani called him again and bought some more, and so on every day until the bangle seller got quite rich from selling so many bangles for the Muchie. For the cobra's hole was full of treasure, and he gave the Muchie as much money to spend every day as she liked. There was nothing she wished, for he did not give her, only he would not let her try to get home to her husband, which she wished more than all. When she asked him, he would say, "No, I will not let you go. If your husband comes here and fetches you, it is well, but I will not allow you to wander in search of him to the land alone." And so she was obliged to stay where she was. All this time the poor Muchie was hunting in every part of the country for his wife, but he could learn no tidings of her. For grief and sorrow at losing her, he had gone well nigh distracted, and did nothing but wander from place to place, crying, "She's gone, she's gone." Then, when he had long inquired without avail of all the people in a native village about her, he one day met a bangle seller and said to him, "Whence do you come?" The bangle seller answered, "I have just been selling bangles to some people who live in a cobra's hole in the river bank." "People? What people?" asked the Raja. "Why," answered the bangle seller, "a woman and a child. The child is the most beautiful I ever saw. He is about 3 years old, and of course, running about, is always breaking his bangles, and his mother buys him new ones every day." "Do you know what the child's name is?" said the Raja. "Yes," answered the bangle seller carelessly, "for the lady always calls him her Muchie." "Ah," thought the Muchie, "this must be my wife." Then he said to him again, "Good bangle seller, I would see these strange people of whom you speak. Cannot you take me there?" "Not tonight," replied the bangle seller. "Daylight has gone, and we should only frighten them. But I shall be going there again tomorrow, and then you may come too. Meanwhile, come and rest at my house for the night, for you look faint and weary." The Raja consented. Next morning, however, very early, he woke the bangle seller, saying, "Pray let us go now and see the people you spoke about yesterday." "Stay," said the bangle seller, "it is much too early. I never go till after breakfast." So the Raja had to wait till the bangle seller was ready to go. At last they started off, and when they reached the cobra's hole, the first thing the Raja saw was a fine little boy playing with the young cobras. As the bangle seller came along, jiggling his bangles, a gentle voice from inside the hole called out, "Come here, my Muchie, and try on your bangles." Then the Muchie, kneeling down at the mouth of the hole, said, "O lady, show your beautiful face to me." At the sound of his voice, the Rani ran out crying, "Husband, husband, have you found me again?" and she told him how her sister had tried to drown her, and how the good cobra had saved her life and taken care of her and her child. Then he said, "And will you now come home with me?" And she told him how the cobra would never let her go, and said, "I will first tell him of your coming, for he has been as a father to me." So she called out, "Father Cobra, Father Cobra, my husband has come to fetch me. Will you let me go?" "Yes," he said, "if your husband has come to fetch you, you may go." And his wife said, "Farewell, dear lady. We are loth to lose you, for we have loved you as a daughter." And all the little cobras were very sorrowful to think that they must lose their playfellow, the young prince. Then the cobra gave the Muchie Raja and the Muchie Rani and Muchie Lal all the most costly gifts he could find in his treasure house. And so they went home, where they lived very happy ever after. End of Muchie Lal. Recording by Ashwin Jain.